Alright, so we're back, and I'm showing you how I've got all of my squares together. All my strips are together. So there's 4 strips. And I want to suggest to you that whenever you put I already sewed down my ends, but before you sew those ends down, make sure you have all those squares facing the right way and the way you want it. Because once you sew those ends down, it's really hard to get those squares apart. And then you have a mess. So anyway, here it is, and we are going to, I'm going to show you how to sew the strips together next. Get you back in the holder here. Alright. Alright, I need a chair. I need something to sit on. Oh. Alright. Get my yarn. I'm going to work from the bottom up, and we're going to put these two together like this. And in order for these not to get out of order, it might be a good idea to put some straight pins in these and pin them. Then that way I have put strips upside down and then had to take them out. I mean, you know, we're only human, right? So sometimes it's good just to pin them together once you get them to where you want them. And then that way you know you're not going to get them out of sync where they need to be. I want to show you these pins. So my husband got me these pins on Amazon. Aren't those cute? So they come in all different colors, and they look like little buttons. And these are nice long straight pins too, and especially for this. When you're working with yarn, you need the long straight pins. Alright, so I have this together like this, and I'm going to pin this one next. Get this all pinned together. It's a terrible thing to go through all of this work and then after you get it done, look at it and say, oh, you got it and you got those square, one of the squares are upside down, you know, or something. There's a lot, we go through this, it's a lot of work to go through this in the first place. And to get some more straight pins as I'm out of them. These little old-fashioned ones, I think I'm going to take those out and I'm going to throw them out because they're not good for this sort of thing because they're too short. But I mean, my husband said he got 1,000 of them on. The only way you could buy them is to buy them by the 1,000. So he needed some, and he gave me half of them. And can never have too many straight pins, especially when you're doing projects. All right. You probably hear my washer in the background there. I apologize for that. But I have a lot to do today and get done. Alright, so there's my 4 strips all pinned together. And like I said, you want to make sure that everything looks good and everything is going the right way, which it is. Alright. So just as before, let's see, can you see? Like I said, I'm going to start in the bottom, go up. So just as before, I am going to start right in the middle. And it's the middle one of the corner. Go from the front, from the front side, the back loop of the front side, and the front loop of the back one. And you're going to put single crochets in those as we're putting them together. Alright, here we go. So I don't know. I'll make sure you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. So the front loop of the front and the back loop of the front and the front loop of the back. I apologize. I keep saying that wrong. Alright. So the back loop of the front loop of the back. And we are just putting single crochets as we're putting those together. Just like we did when we was making the strips. So I take the straight pins out as I go. And we want to make sure that we get these squares in synced with the other square. Keep our stitches together so that when we get to this point, we need to go in here. See, we're just going to make it happen, even though the stitches might be off synced. So we're going to go into, on the sides, we're going to put a stitch here on this side of this and on this side, and you're just going to take those and then put a stitch like that. And then just continue on. And continue like that all the way down. So, you know, I talked about before about breaking the rules of crochet. If the squares are a little bit off and there's more stitches on one square than the other, all you got to do is go through this again and make it happen. It ain't that nobody's going to see that, nobody's going to know it. All right, now we're back here in the seams again. So on each side of this seam, we're taking these two and then taking these two, and then we're just going to continue on as we go. All right. Back on each side of that seam again. And we're almost completely finished. We have one more square to go to get this put together, and I'll show you what it looks like. And looks like we're going to end up just about right. All right, so at the end of the whole row, we're going to cut that off. And nope. Let's see if we can see what this looks like. So right here, you see here, just like this side. So we've got the ridges all the way down and in between. That, I love that. I think that's so pretty. I've always liked putting squares together like that. So anyway, I have 2 more to sew together, and I'm going to do that off camera. So I will come back to you. In the meantime, I'm actually going to finish this and sew together my back one as well. So we're going to have 2 panels done whenever I come back. So, well, you know, if that's what you want to do, then you can have that done too. So we will be back after we have 2 panels done. All right, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.